back to GlowChat, a podcast all about skincare, self-care and everything in between. I am your host Vic and I am here with the founder of GlowFound, Claire.
Hello.
Hey, we were just having a little catch up about our last week. We have both been busy gals.
We have been very busy gals.
Yes.
We had the event, which literally feels like a lifetime ago now.
Yes,
but
we had our first event for the GlowFound Collective.
Yeah.
It was in the Wellness Rooms in Falkirk, which is like a boutique Pilates reformer studio, and we had a really nice afternoon of
it was just
pampering.
girly. Like it was like this. It's like such an aesthetic studio. Sophia, amazing at teaching
one of our
Pilates.
previous guests on GlowChat.
Yeah, she was so good. And so it was like 30 minutes Pilates, and then it was like some drinks and nibbles. People did a little bit of a skincare quiz, and then I just like talked them through it and then recommended some products. Yeah. And it was really nice to like
everyone got to go away with their little GlowFound little goodie bag. So that was like, it's like a nice little makeup bag, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
bag.
Like a little like a makeup bag. I use it actually I just put my stuff in for like during the day. But like collective members, they got 4 products, and people who'd bought tickets, they got 3, which was a lot of products actually.
All full size,
all full sized.
And it was nice for people to actually just come along and like try different products that they maybe wouldn't order, you know, but when they're actually getting to try them in person and being like, oh my god, I love the texture of that, and they got to smell them all and try them out and see like what's going to be better for their skin concerns as well.
Yeah, it was actually really interesting to see what people most gravitated towards. So SPF, so the Purito SPF that we have was really popular. And I would say the Shea Lick Peppermint Cleanser, because it's such a like a refreshing cleanser, and so that was really popular. And then we obviously had our Edinburgh Natural Skincare company.
The Essence, I've noticed a few people going away with that one.
Yeah, so people really liked it's the anti-aging serum with black lilac, and black lilac has got like a lot of like firming properties and like good for elasticity. That's
easy
for me to say. And it's a gorgeous bottle as well. So it was actually really interesting to see what people gravitated towards and what they were looking for.
What has the kind of shelf appeal as well? That is a big part of it.
Really interesting. Because there's obviously like some products that maybe people weren't as excited about. You're like, but it's a great product. But it was really good, and it was nice to speak to people and actually how they feel about the collective. And we had someone come up to me and say like, I listen to your podcast in the gym every week. I absolutely love it, which I was like, it's quite unusual.
This is really weird.
It's like, this is really weird, but I loved it. And then we had one of our GlowFound Collective members come up and just say how much they like resonated with it and what they really liked about it was getting to try different things. And
it's like when they get the delivery at the start of the month, having that nice little like surprise, you kind of forget about it, and it's like, oh,
yeah, you get this.
Yeah, little present to yourself every month.
Yeah, it was nice. It's a present to yourself every month. And she actually recommended another brand that we should be hearing about, which I'm actually going to meet directly after this.
Wow,
so
exciting.
Can't disclose the name.
Yeah.
But that's actually part of like what GlowFound the collective is about. Is it's not just me curating; it's about our members also recommending and giving us feedback,
kind of honest feedback on products and things like that as well. That's exactly what we want.
So it was really lovely. It was just a nice little afternoon, to be honest, despite the weather being.
I was just going to say, despite it being the most torrential rain, us trying to like empty all the stock in and get organised, and that rain was not really the vibe. Was
ideal. It was not ideal, but we move. I moved it done. And then we also partnered with Nuisance Drinks.
Yep. Everyone loved those drinks.
They're so good. I feel like people don't.
Was the one. It was cucumber, chili, and mint. I think it was that one, and it was really. And I like a lot of like spice in my drinks, but that was so you kind of feel it, kind of hit the back of your throat. Oh, it was so nice. So love that one.
I really like the elderflower and nettle. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
That's like one of my favourite ones. But yeah, so they were like, we've been working with them, and again, that's like a nice little contact. I would say I make a lot of connections through the Skill Gates.
Yeah. Oh, is that where?
Yeah, it's a Skill Gate. That's
okay.
a Skill Gate connection. But the founder, like, so the owner of the business she's lovely. She's called Susie, and she's like she's one of those type of founders where she wants you to like, she wants other people to do well. So she's like, how can we work together? Like, I should introduce you to other people. So it's really nice.
We love that.
We do love that.
We are all about that. There's room for everyone. So after the event, the next day, I was straight on a plane to Italy for a few days. Italy is just like my favourite place in the whole world.
I would move there.
Absolutely.
Like, just for the food.
I was talking earlier just about the house prices in Italy and how cheap they are compared to here. And so maybe we should just do an episode over in Italy.
In Italy, yeah. That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Maybe some Prosecco. Prosecco country.
Or you could be Aperol. I drank my body weight in Aperols.
Did you?
Yes, I did. But it was, when in Bologna.
When in Bologna, you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the food is so good.
Oh, it's so good. And it's just such a beautiful country, just walking around and just...
Pace of life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like it's... is it not Italy? They live the longest, or Mediterranean? And they have wine every day.
I know. It was funny. We went for like coffee and breakfast one morning, and there was a guy, probably in his 30s, I would say, came in and stood up at the counter, and he had like an espresso and like a little glass of red wine at like 10:30 in the morning, just like had his wine, and then off he went. But it's funny how they just obviously they don't drink to get drunk or anything like that.
It's not Scottish culture.
No, it's absolutely not. Even like last time I was coming back in the airport, and there was a group of like 6 guys sat down and just like ordered a bottle of Prosecco, and you just would not get that here.
Would not get that here. You would absolutely not get that here.
So it's funny how you just like their attitude, but they are so much more sociable, just going out, all during the day. It's not like they need to wait for the weekend or at night to actually like socialise with people as well. It's just they've got a really nice,
they enjoy their life.
Absolutely.
And they eat really well.
Yeah.
And I do think that you see that in their skin.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And even like the times that they eat as well. I mean, when we arrived, we were looking for somewhere like quite early, and like none of the restaurants open till like 7, 7:30, but we hadn't really eaten since 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you are there in that and kind of in between time, then you just go hungry because there's nowhere open.
Or gelato.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But you could go hungry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love Italy.
Yeah.
I've been to like kind of like Garda, Venice, and then we did a trip around Tuscany.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Before, like, that's been a couple of trips, but it's just one of my favourite countries.
That was the 10th region that do you
Nice.
ever watch the Stanley Tucci?
Yes, I
Searching
do.
for Italy? Obsessed. So when I started watching that, and I mean, just love Stanley Tucci.
I know, like,
anyway.
there's something quite attractive about him.
Oh my God, I really fancy him. I'm not gonna lie. But when he did this, and he was talking about how he was going to visit all of the 20 regions. So I have made it my kind of like life mission to visit all 20. So I'm on 10.
What have you been
now.
to?
I've been to half of them.
Yeah.
So now I'm just trying to work my way around the other ones now.
Nice.
I've not been to like the Amalfi Coast or any of that kind of way. So, and
Is that Limoncello region?
Yeah.
I do Italy
by alcohol.
Yeah.
Food and alcohol.
Yeah.
So I think next on my list is like Puglia. That's where I really want to go and see in one of the like Truly huts.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the next place on my list. And the Amalfi Coast, I feel like I'm really going to have to save up for.
Yeah, definitely.
That is not just like a little cheap few days in Italy.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not.
So I'll need to do it right and go to like Capri and everything like that as well.
You have to get a boat.
A boat, yeah.
You have to do it all.
Okay.
Maybe we could do that with GlowFound.
Yeah, if we can put it through GlowFound, that would be great. Thanks.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
I've got that as I've got witnesses to that now as well.
Put that on the vision board.
Yes, so I was gallivanting over in Italy, and you were
gallivanted around London. Not quite the same thing, but it was not the same. So me, family trip, Easter weekends to London. So we do a couple of trips a year as a family, and for one reason we decided to let the kids pick. So my oldest, he'd originally decided Germany, and I was like, cool down, I've not done a lot of Germany. And he was like, actually, can we go to London?
Yeah.
Cool, fine. My daughter wants to go to Ibiza.
Love it.
Know, we're going to Mallorca. But so we're like, right, cool, we'll go to London. So we also have a little thing where we talk about like backpack adventures, where we just take backpacks and we just do hand luggage.
Right.
With 2 young kids is quite a challenge.
I'm not on board with that
No,
at all.
I know. But we do it as like a
How do you fit your skincare in that?
I actually managed to. So because Edinburgh Airport, you can take up to 2,000 mils. And so that was, I actually got everything in that. The only things I didn't take was my vitamin C, and I didn't take my new toner pads. But I managed to take my cleanser, and I also didn't take my Melt and Glow oils and Bloom Balm because that's just too big.
It's quite heavy, that one.
Yeah, it's quite heavy, but I did have a Nua cleansing oil, so which I'd had from my last trip. So I actually managed to get most of my skincare in, and then but coming back is sometimes more the challenge.
Yeah.
But Stansted, which is where we flew into and back from, they have upgraded their system, so it's actually fine. So I actually managed to take quite a lot.
Yeah, because the last time I was coming back from Heathrow and they didn't have the system yet. No.
And you're always worried because you're like, I'm going to lose like a lot of like really good skincare.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also, you get 4 bags. The kids are not travelling with that much stuff.
No.
So I was fine. But we did, so we got there, we did a cute little brunch when we first got there because we did like the commuter flight, if you've ever travelled like at 6 a.m. We went to a place called ELN, which I think is a chain and it's in Dubai. But they do
it's very like pink and aesthetic.
Very pink, very girly. Had little kind of like carousel unicorns.
I think they've actually got it in H Beauty in Glasgow now. They've got like a little
it's
concession.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cute.
But they have like a glow bar where they do certain smoothies. So I had the strawberry dew. So it had like, I think it was like, I want to say like 20,000 mg milligrams of collagen and peptides in it.
Oh, nice.
So I thought, well, I'll give it a go. It tasted delicious. I don't know if it had any impact on the skin. And we just did like sightseeing. So like we went to like the Natural History Museum, the Science Museum. We did Hyde Park. We did like you've Buckingham Palace. Like whilst I've travelled to London quite a lot for work, I've never actually really done the touristy stuff.
Yeah, I've not really done that either.
Because it's not like, and actually if I was to go now, I still wouldn't. I'd be more looking for like rooftop bars and brunches. So it was actually really nice to see London through like kids' eyes and just hopping off the tube station.
Getting them used to that kind of like London city lifestyle.
Because we're country bumpkins, which I didn't appreciate until we took them. And they're like stopping in the middle when you're going to the tube and you've got to move fast. They're like stopping in the middle. And I'm like, mate, you can't do that. No. You've got to be on the right hand side and you've just got to keep it moving. And it was really nice. But we went for a really nice Sunday lunch on Easter Sunday, Knightsbridge, at Hawksmuir. I did the place and I was like, I've not done it actually, the place we went, which does the best Sunday lunch. And they do a really good kids Sunday lunch.
They've got one in Edinburgh as well, don't they?
Yeah, I have been there. So Fergus was like, annual Sunday lunch to Hawksmuir. I was like, I'm not going to disagree. But it was actually really nice. And then, we just came home. So we were in a service department. The most entertaining thing, it's not entertaining, it's actually quite serious, is we were staying right next to the Iranian consulate. And there was
a quiet time.
So we went down the street and Fergus was like, where have you booked us to stay? Because it was a service department, because like with kids you need like a working kitchen. And it was very quiet, it was very fancy. Like we were in a part of London where the black cabs were Bentleys.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I know. I was like, right, kids, you're in the nicest car you're probably ever going to be in.
Don't get used to it.
Don't get used to it. And so we went outside. So then there was 2 police outside the Iranian consulate, and when you're just like, well, this is not good.
No.
And there was a protest, Palestinian protest on the Saturday, which was on Kingston High Street. But like we'd gone back to, I think, make some lunch. We were going to do a picnic in the park, in Hyde Park. And Fergus was like, we're not going anywhere. He's like, there's about 100 people outside this door, and they were throwing like paint and things. And we're like, well, we can't tell anyone. We can't take any photos because like you're not allowed to do that. There was like riot vans, like it was fine.
Quiet.
It was quiet, it was chill. Okay. It was actually fine.
Oh, you don't get this in the country though. You're not like, oh, look at us, we're living.
Whereas it's interesting because like we have got plans that when we retire, we're like, we need to, well, our original plan is to do live in a city a month for a year.
Wow.
That's like the ultimate. So like go to London, like New York. I love New York. Like Paris and like maybe Italy, like Florence is like one of my favourite places. And do that as like our entering into retirement. But then we're also like, we would like to move to like London because neither one of us have really lived away. Yeah. So that is on the plan.
London? Oh, right. Okay. Because normally like people like, you know, live and work in London their whole life and then move to the country. Like how you're just like
opposite.
Thrown it the opposite direction.
There's so much to do though, and I feel like it's like just a nice. Fergus is really like thrives off like the city.
Yeah.
He's not a city. He's not a.
I am like a city break kind of girl.
Yeah.
Like that is my favourite thing. Rather than going like a 2-week like all-inclusive holiday, I would rather just go like multiple city breaks throughout the year, which I do.
It's interesting because we used to do that. So pre-kids, we would always we'd went around Tuscany and we would just spend like a couple of days in each place. And the same type of thing. We actually, I think it was about 4 years in, we're like, we've actually not done a beach holiday because we just liked, like we went to Borneo for our honeymoon and we travelled round and then see after having kids, you do the like week-long all-inclusive. But it's hard.
Yeah.
Like if that's not how you like to travel, I do find it quite hard.
Yeah. We went to Italy, I actually hired a car for the first time over there.
I've not done that.
And
I'm brave.
Have never driven abroad before. So actually I really enjoyed it. And now I'm like, I could just do that, fly anywhere and then
just drive.
I mean, I do really like the rail system in Italy. It's so easy to get around and makes life easy. But it was ideal. It was really good. For someone who doesn't know the difference between left and right, just in general sense, I was a bit concerned about that.
You're fine.
But yeah, it all came to me. It was fine.
Yeah.
Did everything in reverse. It was okay.
That is the driving on the other side is what is probably would freak me out.
It was fine when you're actually, out and driving. It was just like, I was like, okay, I'm coming up to a roundabout. I'm going round the roundabout the wrong way. Right, okay.
And you're like, it needs to feel weird. If it doesn't, then I'm probably going the actual wrong way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but travelling for me is like such self-care. I know it sounds like a weird thing, but see, getting out and being somewhere else and experiencing something else just fills my cup up so much.
Yeah. And the amount of walking that you do when you're going on city breaks as well, like that's my favourite way to get my steps in.
So it should be the only way that you get your steps in.
Absolutely, yes. So we have both been busy with that, and then we were also discussing the fact that so I had a bit of a wardrobe clear at the weekend, and the reason it started was because I was hanging up washing, and then I had run out of hangers, so I was like, I'll just get rid of like a couple of things to get some hangers. And then before I knew it, it was 4 bags full of clothes and everything like that. Now, considering I had moved flat last June, and threw out probably about 10 bags of stuff then, it is absolutely terrifying that I have managed to get rid of another 4. This is all things though. So I used to work in fashion for years, and I did a lot of personal styling, so wardrobe detoxes, personal shopping, that kind of thing. So I am like a really good, like ruthless person in terms of, I know if there's something that I'm just not going to wear. There's things that were like perfectly fine, but I just can't think of a scenario where I would actually wear it again. Or if I was going to a particular place, I think I would probably want something new, or just something that was just a bit newer and just
more up to date.
Yeah, exactly. So so it felt really good. So I still have like all my kind of like shoes and things like that as well. I need to do like another big cull of that, but it felt really good though. I get so much satisfaction from it as well.
Clearing out the wardrobe. I really struggle with style. Because also, again, since having like kids, like your body changes, but like jeans. So I was like, we were talking about Wellness Wednesday. Now, my Wellness Wednesday was going to get a pair of jeans, which if you're a mid-sized girl is not Wellness Wednesday.
I would say anyone that struggles with jeans,
it's not a Wellness Wednesday.
No.
But
it's a form of sabotage.
Yeah, it's a form of self-sabotage. However, I'm quite late to this, but Abercrombie do the Abercrombie Love range. Yeah. And I have never put on a pair of jeans and been like, oh, this is amazing. Like they fit, really they fit me properly. Like I don't have the gap at the back. Like,
so it's a kind of like, they do like a curve range, so they're really good for, they're just like a really nice fit, aren't they? Just like, they've got like the stretch in the right places, and
you need a bit really more room in the hips and the bum area, which is, I definitely do.
Yeah, but without having to like size up and things like that as well, which is like the big,
and I actually managed to go down like a waist size because I was like, all right, okay, this actually like fits. So I actually felt really good.
Amazing.
But then I was explaining to Vic, I have like style systems that I follow far too many style influencers, and she's rightfully informed me I'm over systemed.
Over complicating matters. When you said I've got style systems, and I was like,
what are you talking about?
Sorry.
So like I had my colours done a couple like years ago as part of a leadership course when I worked for corporate finance. And I'm just going to say that like I went on a female leadership course, and one of the days I got lipstick put on me. Like, guys don't get this.
Okay.
Guys don't get this.
I suppose.
But I also got my colours done as part of that. I was an impact specialist, which I did understand the thought process, but I do take a step back at the time and go, like, guys would never have gotten that. And they did like speed colours, and I came out as like, I think it's like a cool winter, but I don't actually always think the colours look great. And then I like struggle, and this was explained to Vic. So I have my colours, and they're all dark, which is not great for like summer.
Yeah.
And then there's like other body systems, like you have the Kibby body system for like how to dress for your shape. There's another style influencer has like a slightly different one, and you were just like, you have too many styles. And
This
then
is like decision paralysis. Exactly.
I just couldn't. And then also I'm like, I really like Caroline Bissett's style in Love Story. I've started watching it, and I'm like, it's just really simple.
You've gone kind of good for that look today.
I know, thanks. That was inspired.
Yeah.
But so I really struggle. So like, what are your tips?
So I would say I have worked with, when I've done personal shopping, with quite a few clients who have had their colours done, and they'll come out with their little book, and in theory I think it sounds great, because people can be so afraid of colour and things like that, or just don't want to draw any attention to themselves, so they'll just deliberately not wear colour, just wear black all the time to kind of like hide behind it. So I'm not opposed to colour or anything like that. However, then people come out with their little books, and then they'll walk into a shop, and then they'll see, like, say it was like sky blue or something like that, and then see something in the corner, so they'll just bypass everything else, just head over to that particular top or whatever, and then they'll pick it up, and then they'll say, right, okay, I'm going to take this one, and not realising that if I go into the wardrobe, I'll probably find about 6 identical tops that all just look exactly the same. So people always complain then about, I feel like I just wear the same thing all the time, or I feel like I've got nothing to wear. And it's like, because all your clothes just end up looking quite similar, and that you don't actually know really how to wear them together, like how to like mix colours or anything like that as well. And they just get a little bit, tunnel vision about, I can only wear this colour. And, because we were talking about like different colours. In fact, it was when we were launching the podcast, and we were doing like different colours, and you were just like, navy, because I think I had done like the kind of like brown colours, and you were like,
it just doesn't work for my tone.
Whereas you probably wouldn't even pick up a pair of like brown trousers or anything like that, because you just think that's not within your colour, even though it's really to do with like the colours that are around your face. And also, if you are on holiday, or you've got like, makeup on, or you're a little bit more bronzed, different hair colour, it doesn't really take any of that into account as well.
Which is quite hard. So like, say if you're like a novice like me, and you're like, I basically just want to look good and simple, like mum's like to be honest, doing bits and pieces, and then I want to look like quite nice on the pod. So like every time we do a podcast, I fully analyse what I've worn and how it makes me feel and how I look, because I'm also like, I'm refusing to look like a mum. I know I am a mum, but I do not want to go down that like frumpy mum route, because I feel like it's just not my vibe.
No, absolutely not. And you want to feel good about yourself. You deserve to feel good about yourself as well.
So it's quite hard. And then fit, I find quite hard. But again, I read a lot of things where it's like, just size up. It doesn't really matter.
No, absolutely not. Oh my God, you can go between like 3 different shops and be completely different sizes in them all. And that was another thing, like working with a lot of women, how they just, get so hung up about, what size they want to be, rather than, just how they actually look in something, and it's about, it doesn't actually matter. No one sees what size jean you've got on, or top, or anything like that. It really doesn't matter.
But I think I feel like that's a hangover from the noughties. Like,
you're
absolutely.
Like, I remember when it was like, when you were like a size 0.
0 or 0, 0.
But it was like, that's like a 4. It's like a 2 or a 4. Like, I would not fit my big toe into like a size 0.
Same. And then you're like, but actually, are you happy? Like, see, when you get like slimmer, you're like, I'm actually happy at that size, because you have to be like, you might have to be so restrictive, or you're maybe just not naturally made like that.
No, absolutely not.
So that was like, I find it going into shops quite hard, but I'm definitely the one that's like colours, because it's interesting when you talk about brown, because there's some really dark browns, and I'm like, I feel like I could pull that off, but I just don't try it on.
Because you just think, oh no, that's
not my colour. I like, you can see I'm very like
like a bit rigid with it.
I'm a bit rigid. Also, because I'm like, I don't want to spend something and then just never wear it.
No, absolutely not. No, I'm not for that at all. I think it's just like building. I'm very much about, I know it's a bit of a cliche about the whole capsule wardrobe, but I do feel like that once you kind of have that in place, then that really helps you. Then I feel like what's easier to do when you're starting to build a capsule wardrobe. I worked with a personal styling client last month, and she had huge changes in her life, and that's another thing to take into consideration as well, because especially when you were in a more corporate role all those years ago, your lifestyle has totally changed, to compare to what you do now. So it's obvious that it's going to change and evolve, as you do as a person as well. So worked with this client who had huge life changes, and was basically starting from scratch. Everything that she had just didn't really suit her lifestyle anymore. It was just things that she bought when she didn't really feel good about herself. It was just things that she bought because they were quite cheap, as opposed to buying them because they made her feel good, and it was just like picking up different materials. Like, when you put this on, does this make you feel good about yourself? And it's not that you need to spend like lots of money on it, but just something that actually just feels like well made, and that you put it on and that you're actually, because she had probably thousands of pounds worth of stuff in her wardrobe which she never wore, but she bought all these things because they were cheap, as opposed to, and it's just like such a waste of money, so we were just really working with a few colours to begin with, a few neutral colours, but a few kind of like maybe like blues and browns and colours like that as well, to really kind of build that foundation. And then that's not to say that she can't wear any other colours, going forward, but I think it's really important to have everything that kind of works well with each other to begin with, so that you've got more outfits. It's not just about having like one top that you can only wear with one skirt or one trousers or something like that. It's about building things that you can mix and match for different occasions and things like that. And then we can start to introduce other colours down the line once she's kind of got that foundation, that base really to work everything else around as well. That just makes it so much more manageable than, trying to introduce every single colour, or even just like a group of colours. I think it's just easier to work with, to kind of start off small and then adding them in kind of gradually.
Interesting. Because I tend to do, well, I'll wear a lot of black, because you'll probably see because I feel like it just looks quite classic.
Yeah, it doesn't date the same way as well. Yeah.
No. Navy blue.
Yeah.
As per the chat site, the GlowChat site. And then it's like it's like transitioning into spring. I'm just getting my own personal style, and how you move, like, because if you're someone who's got like quite dark, I suit darker colours, but like spring, it's not dark colours. You want to feel summery. White.
I wear quite a lot of navy in summer as well, which I think looks really good. And like navy and white, which is obviously feels like quite kind of summery and things as well. But I do like a kind of like head to toe look. So I would tend to wear like a navy top and like navy trousers or something like that as well. I like that kind of like head to toe, because we were talking earlier, it just makes you feel a little bit taller as well. Exactly, yeah. It just does really elongate you as well.
That's interesting. I found this. Yep. So thanks very much for my personal styling.
Okay, I'll be through to sort your wardrobe out soon.
It's even just like shoes. I'm just now asking loads of questions. So yeah, because I wear a lot of trainers, but then like I feel like, again, same thing. But I got like some nice shoes last summer, and I haven't really worn them, so I've started to wear flats. Because I was also like a heels girl. Like, I was going through my shoes, and I was like, Claire, where are you wearing these heels?
I literally, see, before lockdown, before COVID changed me as a person. The biggest change was that I used to wear heels every single day, and now I just don't really wear them as often anymore. So it really pains me. I feel like I've admitted defeat and I've become an old person there or something.
I know. I've got like a nice pair of like Christian Louboutin, like the Kate Moss heels, and I'm like, I'm not getting rid of them. Absolutely never. They're classic. Like, they get rolled out for like certain events. But I have got some.
I would still, if I was going on like a night out or something like that, then still wear heels and things like that. But I think in a more day-to-day, I mean, I would just wear heels to go to the supermarket. I was ridiculous. Really? Oh, absolutely ridiculous. I feel like even since then, since COVID, things have become much more casual as well, and things have changed a lot in terms of like people's style and things like that. It's like, even when you go out now and you see like young kids,
children,
much younger, like they're obviously old enough to drink, but and they're all just out in trainers, and I'm like, you don't know the pain
of like, if you wore trainers, you weren't getting into a club.
No, absolutely not. Like, you just wouldn't. ever have done that
You
back
just
in my
wouldn't.
day. No, it was like platforms
Oh yeah, like the really
and the
thick
snow and it
everything.
didn't matter.
There was no
No,
jackets.
absolutely not. I don't know how we survived, to be honest with you.
Tough. We're tough now,
Yeah,
millennials.
absolutely.
But it's interesting because like we obviously this is like so it's skincare, self care. But I
Yeah.
do think like how you dress and how you feel good in your
my
clothes
God,
really impacts
Yeah.
your
I mean,
confidence.
even like working with women and things as well. And like when we used to do personal shopping, we, at the start when they were going out, maybe they were looking for, I quite often used to get people who were maybe either getting a new job or going for interviews or something like that, maybe going back to work after having kids and just nothing fits them anymore, just like not feeling good about themselves. And, at the start, when they would come out the changing room, they would kind of peek out and, and then by the end of it, the curtain would be going back and they would be like strutting up and down the changing room. And like that could be the difference, like literally in the space of like, a couple of hours, like how women feel about themselves, that kind of like really, not confident, not wanting to put themselves out there, anyone to see them or anything like that. And then within like a couple of hours, how much that could change when they just need to put on a couple of things that they feel good in and their whole energy, their whole demeanour, everything changes.
It is so interesting. But yeah, it's cool, yeah.
Yeah, I used to it was really interesting when it was people who were starting a new job, because I would always say to them, right, so your first week of this new job, you are going to wear something completely different every single day, because if you're going to wear trousers one day, a dress one day, a skirt one day, if you can go casual, you'll wear jeans one day, heels one day, just mix it up so that no one pigeonholes you, because that is what women don't like. So if they normally always wear black or they normally always wear like flat shoes, if they wore heels one day, and it's not that anyone would say anything bad, but they'd be in the staff room at lunchtime or whatever, oh, where are you going today? Or what have you got on? Why are you wearing heels? And women just don't like to draw attention to themselves. So if you can just, in the first week, hit every single style point that you could ever possibly want to in the future, then going forward, no matter what you wear, no one's really going to mention it or talk about it.
It's so interesting because so again, like you'd always know if I was going into like a big meeting because I'd wear heels.
Yeah.
I had a pencil skirt and I always had like, so I had like a specific thing where.
Something that you would wear that would make you feel good and make you feel confident. Yeah.
Because I remember like I was like 29 and I was going into meetings with like the group chief risk officer for a bank, and you're like, cool, right. Definitely out my comfort zone, but I always had to make sure that like I had an outfit on that made me feel comfortable, and I had my eyebrows done because it was just another weird thing that I have. But it's interesting because also I worked for a bank at a time where there was a lot of female senior leaders, and it was actually amazing. But a lot of them bucked the trend of power dressing. So they would just be like, somebody would wear jeans. There was like an exec that was just wearing jeans every day and she had a very casual look about herself. And interestingly, the women all get commented on if they're not dressed how you expect them to dress. And it's not because necessarily they dressed like that, but it's because that's what their role you'd expect them to be. So it's so interesting. But they were actually some of the nicest female leaders I've ever worked with. But they would be, I do remember guys being like, oh, she doesn't dress. Like, there was always a comment about she maybe wasn't as put together as you would expect.
Yeah, absolutely. Whereas men would just never get that at all. Not at all.
So interesting.
Yeah, but it is just all about whether it's skincare, whether it's about what you wear, having your hair done, all these kind of things. It's what you feel the most confident, like, tackling life with, isn't it, really? So speaking of confidence, we were just mentioning the fact that it is Rosacea Month as well.
It is Rosacea Month.
Yeah. And we were just talking about kind of like what products and things like that we're going to be talking about on the site and on like social media and things like that as well. And it's all kind of products. It's just about not introducing lots of products too quickly.
Yeah. So it's quite interesting because rosacea is actually externally is triggered by like heat. So if you're going in from like a cold to a hot place,
like change of temperature
really quickly, which in Scotland in winter, like that I think is really common. If there's like, and because what it does is it kind of dilutes your blood vessels. And then that's when you start to get the flushing. If you go into hot saunas, for example, so it's that kind of like change in temperature really quick from cold to hot.
Which obviously in Scotland, when it's freezing cold outside, and then even get into like central heating and things like that as well, is not going to be great.
Which
for your
is not
skin.
great.
Yeah.
And internally, if you drink alcohol, I mean, we're Scottish. I feel like it's like one of our values.
To get through the cold winters.
I know. Eating spicy food and then stress. But stress, but again, I feel like stress triggers so many different things.
Thing, isn't it? Yeah.
So it's about how you can monitor those, which you can to an extent, but I feel like the whole hot to cold transition, if you're in Scotland, is just, you can't manage that.
No.
And so then it's looking at the type of products that need to be calming, so things that have ceramides in it, things that are really promoting your skin barrier, health, and not, like you say, not changing products too quickly. I would also say not fragranced.
Yeah. I mean, we always talk about how important it is to introduce products like one at a time, really gradually, rather than, 3 products in the one day. I mean, I'm quite guilty of like, going in like a little like skincare haul and then getting home that day and I just can't wait to get every single product on and like using them all up at the one time. Like, but especially if you have reactive skin or rosacea or anything like that as well, it's just so important so that you know what's going to trigger it. It might just be like one single product rather than, trying out 4 products at the one time that, and then having to take them all out your routine again.
Yeah, and I think patch test. I think if you've got quite really active skin, just do a little patch test. Yeah. I think as well. So it's and rosacea as well, it's not about having lots of products. Actually having more products can make it worse because there's more things triggering. Yeah. So it's actually just having a really simple routine and being consistent. Yeah. So I would say fragrance free, like a really gentle cleanser. My personal favourites is like if you're gonna go, I would say Anua or Skin 1004. They both are fragrance free. They're both really gentle. They both do really lovely oil cleansers. Yeah. I'd also just do one cleanser if you had rosacea, and then do a moisturiser. Again, fragrance free. My recommendation. My like go-to is always the Skin 1004 Probio Cica.
Yeah, it's really good, isn't it?
And it feels premium. It's a really good price point. And then a really nice quality SPF. Interestingly, mineral SPFs because there's less chemicals in it. Yeah. Because it's completely natural. And definitely one again that's fragrance free. Yep. So Purito's actually been quite a popular one on our site.
That's really good actually. I really
it's
like that
really
one.
Good.
Yep.
And we're gonna be trialing more new ones.
Yeah.
Up and coming. So for rosacea, it's like really being simple and being consistent and just being really slow with changing your routine, which I also think is really hard in an environment where if you love skincare, you're seeing like
absolutely.
all the new buzzwords.
All the kind of like buzzwords coming out, like PTRN and azelaic acid and retinols and retinoids and all these kind of things as well. But
like you're seeing all this type of stuff, but actually just keeping things really simple is probably the biggest thing for rosacea.
I think it is just being patient with it as well because you just want to use all these products that are just going to help it overnight, and that's really not going to happen. Case. Yeah,
it's like I would say it's like a good 6 weeks. You need to give some products, and then it's looking at what maybe triggers it internally. But again, like that's where you make a decision where like you like alcohol, I like a bottle of Prosecco. I would fine having a little bit of rosacea if because I'm never going to give that
if you can manage it.
But then at least you then know what the trade-off is. I think sometimes if you don't know, you're like, it just feels like...
I wonder how much of it can actually be hormones as well and that kind of thing.
So that's what we're going to be doing. Hopefully spotlighting that on the website this month.
Yep, absolutely. And if you have any other skincare questions or anything like, rosacea, anything like that you want us to talk about, we can talk you through some of the products and things like that, then just let us know. You can find us at GlowFound Official. Yeah. And we will talk about it in the next episode. Yeah. We love talking about any kind of skin concerns or anything that we've seen on social media, anything like that. So that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you again soon.